Hello, dames. If you're brand new, if you're a veteran, if you're an original dame, this is for you. I'm Megan Conter, and I'm here with our amazing chapter president of our North Dallas Dames chapter, Ms. Patty Farmer, Mrs. Patty Farmer. And she is a marketing genius, and we are just so elated to have this little micro training with her about how to get the most out of your membership. So, without any more ado, Miss Patty Farmer.
Thank you so much. I am so excited to do this. Just, whether you are a virtual member, whether you're an in-person member, this is going to work for you. And I also want you to think of this as if you're a new member or if you're like me, an OG, and you've been around for a while. It's always kind of nice sometimes to have a new strategy or perspective or maybe even a little bit of a refresher. So I think there's something in here for everyone. So kind of listen and learn with open eyes and an open heart, and I think it will be good for you and everybody else that's a dame too. So let's just jump right in. So how to get the most out of your Dames membership. So first and foremost, go through your onboarding as soon as possible. I know sometimes we get really excited and then we think, oh, that's just not as exciting. But I'm going to tell you, it's going to pave the foundation for your success on so many levels. So do it as soon as possible. And I think, really honestly, it will help you to know more about the Dames and to really understand what your benefits really are and how many there really are. So I think that is one of the things I would say, do it as soon as possible. Then go through your Power Partner training. Now, I have to tell you, this is really, really important because I'm going to tell you that not only is it going to help you find and learn about power partners, but I'm going to pretty much guarantee you, you will probably learn more about who you are than you ever thought. It will really show you, how am I showing up? What kind of power partner am I? Where should maybe I should fine tune some of those things? Right? And how can I show up and describe them to other people so they can refer me or do introductions for me? So if you go through the Power Partner training, you're going to dial that in. Not to mention that we have Brianna, who's our concierge, that will then be able to do those connections for you. But it is really, really important to just learn about all the different ways. Now, I have to tell you, I have been a Power Partner for a very long time, even teach it in my business, and I learned a few things along the way, right? So we're never too far into our business that we can't learn new tricks. And one of the things that I really love is when we really explain power partners, how it is all the way across, who they really are, and how you can use them for so many other things. Like, you think you know who your power partners are. Most of us have heard, oh, who comes before you, who comes after you, who has the same audience that you, who serves a different audience. We all know most of those things if you've been in business for a little while. But what you may not realize is how you can use them, how to find a new market. Maybe you deal with baby boomers and now you want to get in front of like a different age group. So there's a lot of different ways that you can use this. And I got to tell you, even though we call it Power Partner, it is very powerful. So I'm going to tell you, this is something I challenge you to do. If you do nothing else, this will actually hone your skills in and out of the game. So I'm really going to tell you, you want to be able to do that. And then the next thing I want you to do is complete your online profile. So many people don't do this, but I'm going to tell you, this has been one of the secrets to my success. You may not know this, but you get to have 20 tags. And those are kind of like keywords or like little tags, how you get segmented. 20 of them. If anybody ever looks at mine, people come to me like, oh my gosh, Betty, why do you have so many? I'm like, because we can. Right? That is something that Megan has really allowed us to be able to do. And sometimes you will find that those phrases or words that describe you and how you want to be known aren't there. But guess what? One of the best benefits we have is we actually get to write and say, oh, could you add this one? What a great benefit that is. So if there's some way that you describe yourself or you want to be known or you want to be a capacity of one, a category of one, this is a really great way to do it. So make sure that you go in and completely fill out your online profile and choose all 20 tags. Okay, so right there, I'm going to tell you right there, you're already going to be halfway to the success of probably why you joined in the first place. Then you really want to take the Dames Ask training. And what's a Dames Ask, right? It's something that we really do. And if you do it well, man, it is gold. So you want to learn how to do a good Dames Ask. This will help you on calls. It will help you in our Facebook group. It'll help you in training. So really know how to do a great Dames Ask. And we have a training on that. And one of the things that I love is if you struggle with this or whatever, I've had Megan actually help people personally to really craft that good. And if for some reason you are struggling with that, that's a great thing to bring up in your think tank, right? This is a great topic that you could just bring up in your think tank. And now you have a group of peers who are more than willing to help you, to give you feedback, and to have this audience for you to be able to hone that. So that's really a great thing to do. Now back to that membership profile. Here's one of the things that once you've done those things, here is what I like to call strategy. Do a search in the membership directory. We have several ways that you can search. Industry, name, location. There's a multitude of ways that you can do a search in our great membership directory. And I know that in my meeting, when I tell people we have a membership directory, sometimes people roll their eyes like, oh yeah, just what I need another membership directory. But I'm going to tell you, our membership directory is like no other I've ever seen before. So I'm going to tell you, you really want to dive into this. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to do a search in the membership directory for all applicable industries based on what you learned in your PowerPoint training. Right? You went through that PowerPoint training. You learned all these things. So the first and easiest thing is to do a search for those industries. Then you could come back to that over and over again and find new and different ways to go back and look at it by person. When you meet somebody on a training call, you see somebody at your think tank and they gave you really great advice. This is a good time to go back to the membership directory. Like you could go to their social, but what are they saying? Remember those 20 tags I talked about before? What are the things that they are sharing with us? There's gold in that membership directory. But here's what I like to do. So here's my strategy. So this will help you if you're new or if you've been around for a while. So my strategy is that once I find those people, that's who I connect with first. Those are the people that I want to connect with and get on a Dames call with. And here's how I like to do it. So what I like to do is, so now we're having the call, right? They tell me about their business. I tell them about my business. We're talking about what kind of synergy we have. We're asking each other questions so we get clarity, right? So we know how to serve them. And when we're getting ready to wrap up the call, here's where strategy matters. Because this is what I like to do. This helped me so much when I first became a Dame, and it's a practice I still do now. This is what I do. 2 questions. I always like to say, so based on this call and the time we've spent together, we now know more about each other. Who do you think are the next 3 Dames I should connect with? Now, you can say 1 if you are thinking, oh my gosh, 3, but I always say 3. Who are the next 3 Dames I should connect with? You just got done telling them about you. They just got done telling you about them. So I always like to say, who are the next 3 Dames? Now, depending upon how that call went, there are times that I will then say, would you be willing to do an intro? But here's the thing. If they're a Dame, they don't really need to do an intro for you. Go back to the membership directory. You have all their information. Connect with them and say, oh, I had a call with XYZ, and she said that you were somebody I should connect with. You don't have to ask somebody. Save the intros that you need for people who are not Dames and you really need them, right? Because then you might want to have that be a Dames Ask. But in this case, you don't really need to. This is something you can do yourself. So I always say, who are the next 3 people I should connect with? And then here is the money question. Then I like to say, who is someone that you could introduce me to that I need to know that I would have never had the opportunity to meet if we hadn't had this call today? Because here's the thing, we're in the Dames, but every single one of us know what? 100, 200, 300 people? who could they introduce you to that you would have never had the opportunity to meet if you had not had that call? I know a lot of people that I could introduce them to, so I always want to ask them that. And then once I do, reciprocity being what it is, I want to ask them that too. I want to tell them too. Here's, based on this conversation we had, here's 3 dames. Oh my gosh, you need to connect with them. And I'll say, if you need me to do an intro, but then I always like to make everything a teachable moment. It's the marketer in me. I would then say, however, it'd be really great if you would just go to the membership directory, because you'll find out even more about them than if I just do you the intro. But go ahead and use my name and tell them that I said they need to connect with you. And then I'll say, but now based on this conversation, I want to connect you to somebody that's not a dame that I think that you need to know. And that is a connection that I will do for you. Do you already have an intro? And a lot of times they don't. But guess what? If you did your Power Partner training, when you onboarded, you do. Because we already help you with that. So now you can say, oh yes, Patty, I'll put it in the chat, or I'll email it to you. When I'm with somebody and they don't, I will say, if you don't have one, how about if I send you mine? And I'm going to tell you pretty much 9.5 out of 10. They will say, oh, Patty, can I just make one modeling yours? Go for it. Right? So now we each know 3 more people, and hopefully 1 person, a minimum, that you never would have known. Now, is that a good time spent? Absolutely, right? And just think about it. Then the next 3 people you meet with, you're going to ask them the same question. And the next 3 people, you're going to ask them the next question. And so I have to tell you, when I first did this, when I was a dame, I really honed in on who those people are. Now, as you're going to your think tanks and trainings and all the other things we have, you are also going to meet other people. And by that way, just by the way that business happens, you will, by the time 6 months goes by, you'll be amazed that you'll know 100 names. So that's just really a great strategy. Here's my strategy I want to make sure that you really get. Have you ever had somebody, not in the dames, of course, but outside of the dames, have you ever had somebody tell you that they were going to do an intro, or there was a deliverable that they were going to do? Oh, I have a resource for you. And, 3 days go by, and then a week goes by, and you haven't got it yet. And you're thinking to yourself, oh man, like they didn't do it. Should I email them and say, oh, that thing you said you would do? Don't be that person. Right? Because you just lost all credibility that you had when you were on that call. So if you tell somebody you're going to do an intro, or there is a deliverable that you tell somebody that you are going to do, make sure you get to it in 24 to 48 hours max. Sometimes for me, I'll be going out of town and I'll tell them, I'm going to make that introduction for you. I'm leaving tomorrow though. I'm going to add it to my calendar and I'll have it to you next week. Just acknowledge that, because we all know that sometimes we're in the capacity right now of not having that time. Say so. Tell them when you're going to do it, and then make sure you do it when you say. So I think that is really important. Okay, so now let's move on to some of my favorite things. Tuesday. So here's things that are so easy to do, and there's a good way to do them and a better way to do them. So to me, the gold is in the Tuesday shoutouts. So every Tuesday in the main dames group, you have the ability to do shoutouts to other dames. Now, here's what I have seen that I'm going to say is good, but then I'm going to give you a better way. So here's where people will go in there and they will thank people for things that they have done. Maybe somebody helped them out in a crisis, or maybe there was something they were going through. Maybe somebody just listened to them, right? How nice is that? You just have somebody who will listen to you. And those are really great ways to be able to shout them out. That is really good. Now, those are fabulous. Here's a way that I really love to utilize it and how it has really helped my business. I'm kind of known for this because people reach out to me like literally every Wednesday to tell me about my Tuesday shout-outs. So what I like to do is stack them. So I don't like to do one comment and say, I want to thank this person and this person and this person, unless they're grouped together for a reason, like you did something together, then it makes sense to do it that way. But if not, do them one by one and tell us why. Why are you giving them that shout out? What's the reason why? Because what's going to happen is people are going to read those and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, they sound amazing. I want to connect with them. And when they go connect with them, they're going to say, oh my gosh, I saw, that Macy or Julie or Mary spoke so highly of you in the Tuesday shout out. I just had to meet you. Or maybe they said something that really has synergy or aligns with what you do. And maybe there's a good power partnership that could be in the making there, right? So what I do, now I am in marketing, I like to stack them so they're all right after one after another. So I already think about who they are and put them on a Word doc first before I go into the group for me. Because I want to do mine, and it's like, if you ever see mine, it's like 5 or 6 or 7 comments, like boom, boom, boom in a row of all the people. So anybody that is a dame that I've been on their podcast, they've been on mine. If they wrote for my magazine or I've done something with them, if we had a great call, if we really connected or they gave me great feedback on my think tank. Think of all the things. Now, what I like to do is I keep a pad or in my calendar all the people as I'm going along, and then I look back and say, who are those this week? So you're not sitting there on Tuesday, go, oh, who are those people? You actually already will remember as you're going and stuff. But you want to know that this is not just being of service to your fellow dames, which it is for them to see those, because I go through the Tuesday shout outs every single Wednesday morning over coffee to see who was connecting with who, and are they going to share something that I can tap into and say, oh my gosh, I need to meet them. We have new people joining every single month, right? So that's really good. But also, people are always watching you. And this is the thing that people will say to me, oh my gosh, Patty, I love the way you do the shout outs, right? Because you seem generous and you took the time to do it, and they see that they're stacked. And I always say a reason. And I'm going to tell you, every Tuesday when that happens on Wednesday, I get a flood of requests. Patty, I would really love for us to connect. So this is a great way to stand out and have people want to reach out to you. Also, if somebody does a shout out for you, make sure you respond in the comment and acknowledge that they did that, and then add on to the comment, right? Give your little perspective on the time that you shared, which is really good, and it's a good reciprocity being the way it is. So I'm going to tell you, I tell every person in my chapter, this is the thing you should never forget to do. It's so easy, takes so little time, and is just has a really good bang for your buck, so to speak. Speaking of the Dames Facebook group, here's the other thing, Friday. So I always tell everybody, if you don't go to that Facebook group any other time, you should be going into it on Tuesday or Friday. I personally go in every single day. But Friday is link day. It's the one day of the week that we are allowed to leave a link. Other than that, we have a no link policy.
As a comment, just to be clear.
Yes, thank you. So here is the time that if you have a new podcast, you're a podcast host, this is the time to share it with us, right? If you were a guest on somebody else's podcast, whether they were a dame or not, this is the time that you can actually talk about that. Do you have an event coming up, a workshop coming up? Are you speaking somewhere? All of these things that you actually get to kind of shamelessly plug yourself, really, but always do it in a positive way. Tell everybody what's the benefit for them, right? You can, when you really get good, combine it with a Dame's Ask, right? It's a really good way to combine that with a Dame's Ask. So if you're giving this workshop and it is on XYZ, it's okay to say if this is, appropriate for your audience. My Dame's Ask would be that would you be willing to share it, right? So you can combine it. And because you were able to give the link on that day, this works out really, really good. A lot of our benefits, once you really get to know them, can be stacked accordingly, and that is really a good thing. So this is a good day. Like I said, podcasts, books, magazines, workshops, events. So those are really great things to do on Friday. Okay, so back to the things that I really feel are our benefits. Make sure you always attend your think tank. There's a reason the think tanks are separated the way that they are. So whether you are the person in the hot seat that has a challenge and you can be served, it's your opportunity to serve others. And I don't know about you, but I always lead with contribution first. That's important to me. However, when you are serving, hearing what everybody else in the think tank says, it actually does benefit you too, whether you're in the hot seat or not. Because either you've had that challenge before, not had that challenge, but somebody you know does, or it's something that you actually do as a solution and you could learn from how they asked and how it was answered, and this could show up in some type of offer or training that you do. So there's so many opportunities. I would say that's something you really don't want to leave out. But then we all know that we only have so much time. So here's what you want to do. You want to make sure that you pick two things. That's what I like to say. Pick two things every single month to go to besides your think tank. So maybe it is a power pod, a next level training, the book club. Maybe you want to go to the bonus connect. And let me tell you some of the strategies about those. Now for me, I go in, put them on my calendar. You never know when you're going to have a cancellation or something, or somebody else is going to say something and then you have it right there in your calendar and you say, oh, here's what's happening today, not tell them to go look at the calendar. You can actually be of service for them right now. But here's what I want to tell you. Next level trainings, these are 24/7. You can go in there and look in the vault. Somebody's taught something you probably need help with. If you're a speaker, learning the format of how we do it, it's also a great opportunity for you when we have quarterly come out. This is a great way for you to possibly be able to speak at one yourself. When we have our connects, specifically our bonus connect, this is the one time a month where we have guests on that virtual connect. So think about it. So we have people that are bringing guests. This could be the only opportunity you ever have to meet that person. Maybe they'll join, maybe they won't, but maybe they're a great power partner for you. Why would you not want to be one of the very first people that they meet so you can reach out to them? It's a great way to be of service to them and to the person who brought them as a guest, right? That is just a great way. So this is a great opportunity. Not only that, but because Megan actually afterwards kind of talks to them, you can stay for that or not, but you actually do get to learn a lot about that on how to invite, which will actually help you to invite better, have a better rate, because if you have an affiliate link and people join, that actually helps you to make money too. So if you haven't signed up for your affiliate link yet, you probably should do it. So I'm going to wrap with this. We have 3 lists that I think is really important that you should know about. One is the Power Pod list. We have a list of the Power Pods that we have. Me and Kim Russo, we do the branding and marketing one. We have such great ones. We have one on anything that you need, we have one. I mean, we even have one on menopause. I mean, like, really. So all of the things, go to them if you want. Don't go to them. Find one that works for you. It's a great way to meet people there. Did you know we have a Dames Who Podcast list? So think about that, a list of dames who actually have a podcast. Now, what a great way. If you have a podcast, 1, you want to get added to that list. 2, what a great way to reach out to the dames that are on that list who have a similar audience to you or the right demographic, because doing a podcast swap, really great way to collaborate, right? So that's really a great way to be able to do that. We also have a book list. So if you're an author, you want to get your book on that list, right? And lastly, you really want to make sure that you have the Power Pods list, the podcast list, and you're on the book list. So these are 3 really important lists of people that Megan has put together for us. So thinking about it, if you have a book that comes out, you want to get your book out on the book list. Then you probably want to be on a podcast tour, so you want to reach out to the podcast list and see who has a podcast that would be great for it. Then if you've done your Dames Ask training, now you know how to do a great Dames Ask to ask people for that. So you're using all your benefits. They all kind of go together. So this is where you want to take some time. I'm going to challenge you. Take some time, go through the benefits, get online, look in the membership hub. We have everything there. Ask questions in the Dames group if you don't know the answers. We want you to succeed. We want to serve you. This is a great way for you to build your business. It's the best money you could ever spend on your business. And I'm so excited to see what happens for you moving forward.
Thank you, Patty. Beautiful job. Thank you, dames. Hopefully you'll take some of this and go take action as soon as possible. See you soon in the Damesverse.